I was born in a one-horse town, 2 miles north of hell. Nothing much ever happened. Well, except for this one thing. I saw Satan at a 7-Eleven one time. He was dressing low profile, but it was definitely him. Red horns, barbed tail, cloven hoofs, black goatee. He were unmistakable. Satan was buying soy milk and $40 worth of unleaded.
"Which pump, sir?"
said the attendant.
"Pump 6,
said Satan, obviously. The clerk looked up from his jerk-off magazine, started whimpering and sighing and sobbing and crying and pissing at the same time, liquid shooting from his tear ducts in his dick hole like a water feature. Satan took this as an indication that his gas was on the house. Satan tossed a coin onto the counter to pay for the soy milk. The coin was red hot and glowing. The attendant picked it up off the counter. The coin sizzled, burning the skin from his hand. In shock, I opened my mouth and I dropped the toilet paper and the eggs I was carrying. And I ran outside. Satan was polishing his windshield. Satan drove a Corvette, obviously.
"I'm not a hippie. I'm lactose intolerant."
"What?" I said to Satan. "Are you talking to me?"
"Yes, I'm talking to you. I saw you eyeing up my soy milk, and I want to get the record straight. I'm no hippie. Do you even know who I am?"
"Yes," I said. I think I do, yes."
"Think? You think? I'm one of the 2 most powerful beings in this universe, and you think."
"Sure," I snickered. "Okay, buddy, maybe you used to be, but..."
"Used to? I am."
"Okay, buddy, whatever." And then I started to walk away.
"Get in."
Satan glared. I got in the car. We sat there in an awkward silence, him revving the engine and doing breathing exercises.
"I'm not a hippie. I have respiratory issues."
"Satan, I'm getting the impression that you've lost your edge." Satan put his pedal to the floor, tires screaming out of the gas station, and we tore onto the road, and he ran 100 red lights in a row, swerving in order to hit an old woman who was crossing the road. The grill of the Corvette sliced her in 2, her dentures flew up into the air, and the car's windshield wipers squeaked as segments of her face smeared against the glass. "You don't stop for red lights, huh?"
"I don't stop for anything."
Satan cracked a beer and loaded a crack pipe and shifted gears and greased his pompadour, all at the same time.
"But I especially don't stop for red lights, because red don't mean stop to the devil. Look at my skin. Would you associate the color red with the words no, stop, slow down? If you were born red..."
Satan explains that stop signs and stoplights, both being red, is an anti-communist plot, and an anti-Native American plot, too. Satan, it turns out, is a communist. Satan, it turns out, is part Cherokee. The engine beats like a petrol heart. Gasoline flows through it, like blood. Pistons pump like Dave Lombardo. Tires squealing like pinch harmonics.
Think about it. Red doesn't mean stop, it means go. Red lipstick, red light district, red embers on the lit tip of a cigarette.
Satan huffs his crack pipe as he tells me this.
Go, go, go.
He pounds on the dashboard with his cloven fists.
Red means go. Your brain knows that. Your heart knows that. Your loins know that.
I look over at Satan's lap and I can see that his jeans are now full. The devil is DTF, obviously. I ask Satan to please pull over for me to take a piss. He says,
"That's what windows are for."
He motions for me to unbuckle. And just as I am unbuckling and standing up on the seat to piss into the rushing wind, Satan pushes a button which puts the convertible top down, and he hits a speed bump, and I bounce up out of the car, and I get tangled in electrical wires like a low-flying bird in a recurring dream. A bird which probably represents freedom or self-actualization, which in some languages are the same word. I am gently electrocuted by the power lines that I am tangled in. It is not unpleasant. A weaker man would have given up the ghost and become an angel just then. But I've got the constitution for electrocution, and I am drawn to power in all of its forms. Satan points and laughs. He lets me sizzle. A bird, perched on the power lines, waddles over and starts pecking at my freckles, thinking they are seeds. Ow! Ow! I giggle, 'cause it tickles. Satan! Satan! Look at this bird! Satan reverses his car into the post. The wood splinters and falls like a chopped lumber. I come crashing down.
That's not a bird. That's a camera with wings. Get away from it.
Satan plucks all of the feathers off to prove it is a camera. It squawks in agony the whole time to prove it is a bird. They agree to disagree. Satan says,
If you're a bird, fly away.
And then launches it into the air. But the bird cannot fly because it doesn't have any feathers, so it just kind of falls onto the ground and writhes. I don't have a stomach for cruelty against animals, so I choose to believe that Satan was right, that that thing writhing in agony is probably just a camera. I feel the urge to cry, but think I probably shouldn't cry in front of his royal lowness and all. We drive a few more miles, me sulking. Satan says,
You're sulking.
I say, I'm not sulking. Satan says,
You want to hear music? We'll hear music.
Satan opens his glove compartment. He has a vast collection of cassette tapes. Thrash metal, rockabilly, gangster rap, dubstep, country and western, and a compilation of classical music pieces, all deploying the tritone. Satan's taste is post-genre, obviously. All the tapes play backwards, of course, like... After an hour of this, with Satan singing along, and he knew all the choruses in reverse, I can't get no satisfaction becomes on, not as effect, on, take, tonight, and Stand By Your Man becomes Nemroy Ibnats. I switch the tape deck off. I say, can we please just listen to the dang radio? Satan says,
The dang radio? I don't listen to the radio. It's nothing but jingles and sloganeering and mind control and prank phone calls.
And music, I say.
Yeah, and music. Look, kid, if you've got something to say, just say it.
I wanted to tell him to go to hell, so instead I said, go home.
Fine.
Satan said.
We'll listen to the fucking radio.
And he reached under his seat, and he pulled out a tinfoil hat. It was a Stetson. It was a tinfoil Stetson hat. He pulled it on over his horns.
Where's yours?
He said. I don't have one.
The AM/FM receiver goes both ways. Don't you know that? The radio won't be transmitting my deepest, darkest thoughts to the whole world.
Yeah, whatever, man.
And if you die of brain cancer, I won't be coming to your funeral.
Satan says. He tips his tinfoil Stetson hat, and he turns the radio on. And the radio says,
It's tuned for this station for your chance to win 500...
I switch it off. You're right. The radio's crapola.
Attaboy.
Satan said.
Let's celebrate.
He swerves and runs over a pair of hitchhikers. We get out to check they are dead. They are. Satan says,
Well, I hope the police get here soon. I love having my mugshot taken.
The police don't come. So Satan sets off an emergency flare, hoping that will attract the authorities. It doesn't. We wait around for an hour or so, because Satan wants to take credit for the hit and run. Well, not run, because we haven't gone anywhere, but he wants the world to know that these dead hitchhikers are his doing. So Satan uses his backup emergency flare to set his car on fire, in the hopes that the burning automobile will attract the police. It doesn't. We scream into the starry night. Police! Police! Come and get us! Nothing. So we decide to thumb a ride to the nearest police station to confess. It starts to rain. Satan rips off the brim of his Stetson hat and fashions me a tinfoil beret. I slip it on, feel the protective layer of tinfoil capping my skull like a second skin, a layer of crinkly metallic flesh, a barrier between me and the world. And now that I'm wearing it, I'm beginning to see the world the way he sees it. And for the first time ever, I can be sure that my brain is safe. I can be completely positive that my deepest, darkest thoughts are not being broadcast to the whole world. So thank you, Satan.